Somebody shoot him. Just shoot him. Just shoot. All right. What I want you to do is everybody that you see that have coins, I want you to ask them, do you want those coins? And here's what they're going to tell you, no. And when they tell you no, you're going to take them and put them in here. Now, the only thing I want you to put in here is silver coins. Put your pennies in a jar. Okay? And I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm old, but I ain't broke. Every time you save and you count, now don't cheat. I'm going to match it. Okay? But here's how I'm going to match it. I want you to do what most people are not doing. I want you to figure out how to start your business. What do you want to do? I don't want you to, I know you like, come on right here, come on. I don't bite. I have my shots. I got my shots the other day. I want you to think about what you want to do in life, not what other people want you to do. I don't want you to think about getting a job. I want you to think about building a job. You see what I'm saying? And when you get this halfway, don't let her cheat. I might have to give you a lot because people will come. That's what old people do. They'll come in. You be sleep watching TV, playing video. They be like, I need some gas money, and I want you to save, and I'm gonna match it. Okay? Because see, here's what they didn't get told. Independence is America. And you wasn't born to work for other people. You were born to create your dreams and your gifts. So I'm going to give you this, and I'm going to match it. Now, if I die before then, don't come, because my folk ain't going to share nothing with you. I'm going to just tell you how they are. They like, he's still alive. We gonna go. Thank you. And so you just put coins in there and get a jar and put your pennies in there. And so by spring, me and you should be having a conversation, okay? What's your name? London? Beautiful name, beautiful name, beautiful name. Let's give London a hand. Thank you. London like, I don't know about this. But this gives you something to do. Thank you, sweetie. You can go have a seat. Yeah. She like, nobody in my life ever gave me a water jug and told me to go say, and you too should. Do y'all work? Where do you work? You work at just fast food, something like that? Okay. That's okay for now. But you each have a gift. You don't want to fall into the trap of working for other people. You want to figure out how to work for yourself and build your own. Let me explain why other people will put caps on you. You know what I'm talking about. And you only can go so far. And you're working to get a title. You don't need a title when you're successful. You don't need a title. You don't need other people's opinion when you're successful. And I challenge young people to dream. So we're going to do our church anthem, and we're going to bust up the squirrel. Y'all can sit down this morning. Y'all can say, I say they rolling their eyes at me. I'm glad I got some new people in, but these old people. But let me tell you this. December the 3rd. So if you all are 17, y'all getting ready to go to college? Where y'all going to go to school at? You're going to? That's okay. Go to Greenwood Tech. That's my, I don't know. I'm just cute. I'm just cute. Somebody going to come along. They're going to see my beauty, and I'm going to be okay. All right? Then I want you all to apply for the scholarship program. Because here's the whole thing. My grandmother, Dr. Sally Campbell, she sent me away from the South, and she made sure I got 2 education, biblical education as well as academic education. And so what happened was, in her honor on December the 3rd, we're going to have a scholarship banquet. The whole goal is to help kids get in school, stay in school, and finish school. So instead of having a church anniversary this year, pastoral anniversary, what we want to do is have the inaugural Dr. S.L. Campbell luncheon, scholarship luncheon, so we can help kids, all kids, that are trying to do something, to give them something, because most kids that are going to school are first-generation kids. And if you're a parent and you worked, school is not easy, and it's hard to explain if you've never been there. And it's a financial struggle. Whether they start at the local community college and then go to a 4-year school to finish, they're going to need finances and academic support. And it's hard to do that if you're hungry, you have no money, and you're away from home. So that's what we want to do and what we're about as a ministry. So that'll be December the 3rd at the Hilton on Haywood Road. I think it's from like 2 to 4. So if you want to know more about it, want to purchase tickets, you can hit us up on social media, or you can speak to someone that's a part of the staff. And so we are pushing the tickets. That's December the 3rd at 2 o'clock. We're going to have a scholarship luncheon. If you want to apply, you also can reach out to us, and we will give you the criteria for that. Does that make sense? Yes. We're going to do our church anthem, and then we're going to roll on. All right? I am the seed that grows and advances the kingdom for soul winning. This word, bread of life, that I received today, it's not only for me, but to be shared with others, that they may grow in Christ as well as myself, for the purpose of successful living. So in this point in time that we're in pre-inflation, coming out of the pandemic, hopefully, and pre-recession, we're going to come up with some ideas. So how many of you are working your budget sheets every week? All right. How's it working for you? Well, we know some people don't. You just got yours? Oh, so, okay, we got, boy, I tell you, man, they rolling eyes at each other. You know, I'm just like, whoo. So, we the overcoming church. So, do I know? You got to make changes. You got to make changes. So, anybody want to say what it is? Because if you have your budget sheet, here's the whole goal. If you don't start planning now, and we do go into a full recession, and inflation gets higher than 8.9%, which means if you're going to get something, even people with exceptional credit are now being hit with double-digit interest. What's your reserve? U.S. added 261,000 jobs in the month of October. But for those of you who are on this particular app, someone just purchased it, and they had around 7,500 employees, and they're cutting that down in half. And so what happens is, even though people are getting hired, major companies are starting to lay people off. And we're in the midterm of elections. So it depends on who sits in those chairs, because there are many people who have gleaned off of the stimulus since 2019. Now, let me give you the insight. There's a word called the Leviticus. And what the Leviticus means is that those people took those funds and went and purchased a lot of things. But what they did not do was buy homes. And now that rent and everything else is going up, they're saying the landfills are going to be filled with the Leviticus of furniture when people are getting evicted. So just because some people have now, if we lose our employment and we are evicted, what do we do? This is a time to create a business. If you can make it through the struggle now, when it's bad, you will surely flourish when it turns around. Now, so major companies are laying off. So it puts everybody under pressure and extreme circumstances, and people become selfish. That's one of the things you have to look out. There was a write-up in NASCAR, for those who are into NASCAR, and it was a young man who could have allowed him and his teammate to win the race, but because he wanted to win and didn't see the bigger picture, he knocked off his teammate. He wrecked his teammate. So in the race that I think either was Saturday, and in the Xfinity race in NASCAR, it was 3 Chevrolets, because you know you have some Chevrolet people, you have some Ford people, you have some Toyota people. They swear by the brand, Okay, it was only one Toyota. because he wrecked. See, what you don't understand is people who you think are your friends are sometimes the people who will wreck you. They will sabotage you because of selfishness. When there is pressure and extreme circumstances, people will become selfish. People laugh when I said turkeys is a turkey shortage. Right now, try to get a fried turkey for the holidays, $70 plus. So if you're going to get a turkey, you better go ahead because there's a turkey shortage. Yeah, okay. I want you to write this for the writers. Yes, you can, but should you? Know the value of what you are purchasing. Know its life cycle and shelf life. Here's what most people are missing. They're missing the equilibrium in life, a barometer. Most people are walking around full of some level of destruction, some level of anger, some level of uncertainty, some level of rejection. And it comes out in places that it should not come out. You all got my presentation of the squirrel? Let's roll. All right, so what happens is people say, well, I want to hear about the financial piece. Well, here's the thing. You can get money and still not be balanced. You can have an education and still not be balanced. You can have multiple degrees and still be angry and still be frustrated, and it comes out in the wrong place at the wrong time. So it takes God to help us balance and dissolve. There's some things you can't get rid of on your own. Can I tell you one of the greatest things that happen before we really start talking about money? Is the enemy has tricked people to believe that they don't have a spirit. And that evil spirits don't exist. They do. We see, that's one of the biggest tricks. Like, these people just do stuff. No, some people literally have an evil spirit and they work against you. They work against the good in you. And many times it's those in your closest circles. Y'all agree with me, don't you? Y'all got some haters?
Yes, sir.
They hate on you, don't they? You're like, what I do to her? And they just hate on you. And I want you to look around at these old people. They were hated on too. And some of them still hadn't got over the hate that were happening when they were 13 and 14 years old. And now they somewhere old, bald, and still drinking haterade. I'm seriously. You can't let people who have bad spirits try to taint you because they kill your growth. And if they think you can make money, they really want to kill your growth. And if they think you can be happy, they really want to kill your growth. And watch them little dirty boys too. Can I help y'all? You don't need, you 17, you're old enough to hear this conversation. You 10, you need to hear it too. Because see, none of them want you. Let me, I'm old, I'm 61, okay? I used to be in the player school. I was Jody who helped wrote the book. So listen to Uncle Jody. These old people know what I'm talking about. They ain't a part of your future. They just here to damage your moment. They ain't a part of your future because if they had a future, they'd be doing something. And most of the ones that are attracted to you, they butt ain't even going to school. They somewhere riding around with some rims trying to holler at you. Ain't even got no car. Okay, see, there you go. Speak up, Pop. Pop like they ain't even got no car. And you wonder why Dad be like, you better get around my house. I'm just being, this when you got young folks, you got to let them know. So here's what you understand. The squirrel. Here's what I want you to write. Pre-prep. These young ladies say they're going to school. Pre-prep. Which means you have to position yourself and have the ingredients so when the time comes to plan, you can plan. Now here is what happens. When you are planning, there are certain behaviors you need to plant. Planning without planting is failure. You have to plant. Don't say you're going to go to school, get all the information for school. That's pre-prep. Don't let anything interfere with that. You have to prep, you have to have planning, and you have to plant. You have to put a stake down. Here's the thing. The squirrels, most nuts are the main source throughout the year, particularly when they're hunkering down for the winter. And this is why we're talking about pre-inflation and pre-recession. Squirrels gather nuts in the late summer and fall. Everybody right now should have their car winterized. You shouldn't wait till it's slick ice on the road to say you need tires.
Come on.
You should make sure your car tuned up, timing belt, all that's done, and make sure you check your battery. See, if you holler what's wrong, that means you hadn't been checking your car. If belts are breaking, that means you waited till it broke to get it fixed. Now you need a wrecker, which is an average of $100+ You could have fixed the belt when you went in to get an oil change. And people charge you more when you're desperate. Squirrel gather nuts in late summer and fall. People should have been planting, like right now, we're in the month of what, November? You should be planning for what's going to happen mid-March. That's how your planning should be. Late summer, fall. These creatures store them by burying them underground so they can retrieve them later. If you don't have any money stored up, what can you retrieve? Some hope. Okay, I like that. You can retrieve some. I hope somebody do something for me. I hope they look out for me. Listen, Linda. Everybody say this, ain't nobody gonna look out for you.
Ain't nobody gonna look out for you.
Now they will take advantage of you,
Yes, they will.
but they will never look out for you. Because if you go to these little, and I'm gonna pass them out Wednesday, called predatory lending. If you go to these places, they're charging 25, 30% interest. As one guy that he reduced his payment by $10 a month, but incurred a $1,700 additional interest. So I have that sheet. I will print it out and have it for you. So here's the thing. What does it mean, pre-inflation and pre-recession? Here is how you have to do. And write this. Listen and watch the tea leaves. This is what the squirrel does. One of the many traditional signings of a hard winter, which we're in a pre-recession, pre-inflation, is an unusual abundance of acorns. What does that mean? Can I twist it? When everybody else is spending, you should not be spending. Am I making... You see what I'm saying? Well, don't everybody close your eyes. Don't hit nobody. When everybody else is spending and talking about a sale, that's when you got to hold back. Because you're following the crowd. And the crowd always runs to the cliff. The crowd never has a plan. You spend when others can't spend, because you get reduced prices that others can't get. See, they spend their money and now they're in desperation. You spend your money to acquire the value of the thing that they thought they had, and you get it below wholesale price. And now you're making 30, 40, 50% on top of it when they bought it on sale at 70% higher than what it was. Can I make it plain? They get it because it was fashionable. You got it because it was profitable. That's the difference between the wealthy, the working class, and the poor. The poor and the working class buy because it's fashionable. The wealthy buys because it's profitable. So before you spend your money, you need to see if what you're spending on is going to be profitable, which means I can resell it for more than I purchased it. Does this make sense? So the squirrel knows by abundance of acorns. It also says that the squirrel will start gathering these nuts earlier, usually to fortify themselves against winter. This is what wealthy people do So they're never affected by inflation. They don't spend their money. They spend your money. You go to eat with your paycheck. They go to eat with the interest you pay. You go buy a car and ding your credit. They go get a car in their company's name. Y'all fix your lips. Because some of y'all lips are all twisted up in here. You over here stealing again? I'm just giving you grief. So here's the thing. I'm going to say this to you, and we're going to move on. What brands are you wearing? And who are you following that has no interest in your present or your future? Who are you pretending to be? What brands are you wearing? If you have your own business, you should be wearing your own brand. You don't want to be somebody else. You want to be the best version of you. Because here's where most people fail. You did it so people could praise you. You didn't do it to establish yourself. They do it to establish an income and profitability. See, with the next job, when you girls go to school, y'all don't take a job because they're hiring you. You have to remember this one thing if you don't remember nothing else. Market value. You want to get a career that has a strong life cycle. Not something right now, I don't have the statistical data. I received it again. But if you received an education between 2015 and 2021, by 2027, you will be outdated. Because the skill sets will have changed for the demand and the high-paying jobs. Does this make sense? If you are at the age of 30, tell somebody, hold yourself.
Hold yourself.
You alone should have $13,500 in savings alone. 13,000. Yes, if you're 30. You're about 93, right? Wait.
Somebody get the pastor.
No man get your best. If you're 30 years old, so you can take this back to life. If you're 30 years old, see, the thing is people look like money, but they don't.
They don't got jack.
You don't want to. And people with money don't look like money.
That's good.
I know a guy right now, he's 78 years old. And he's probably in cash alone, 86 million deep, just cash. That ain't in inventory. In inventory, he has about 685 properties that pay rent to him every month. And he drives a little 90-something Dodge Caravan and wear regular blue jeans and just a shirt. And he's deep. And some of us out here looking like new money. And broker than a squirrel with no tree to get no nuts. I'm going to say something to you as we get ready to go. And this is called the questions. And I'll take questions. Can you handle a constructive conversation that does not lead to you responding out of your emotions and your pain? This is a season we're headed into. This is a season to go back and start strategizing and planning. It's like couples, young couples. Sweetie, where are we going to be in the spring? We don't want to be continuing to fight and struggle and survive in poverty and then I don't understand impressing people in the neighborhood. I don't get that. Do y'all understand that? Impressing people in the neighborhood? You know, we the Campbells and we got to do that. No, we don't. Do I now? Now, we finna fall out. You just got my last name. Now you I'm a Campbell. We got to check that out. Listen, Linda, listen. You have to focus on your future. Here is a secret. People don't want you to succeed.
Yes, sir.
Ask me why.
Why is that?
They want you to continue to spend your money out of your emotions. See, if you continue to spend your money, you will never be successful. Because people who are emotional don't make good decisions with money.
That's powerful, sir.
Now, let me give it to you in real terms. In real terms, it says they understand. I'm going to ask you two brainiacs right here a question. Y'all going to school. Do you know how long it take an apple tree to produce apples? That nobody ever tried. Okay, I'm going to teach you something. 10 years. So every apple that you ate came from a tree in its original form that took 10 years to develop. Watch this, but not mature. Because the first crop of apples are very small. But here's the thing, don't despise small beginnings. Each apple gives you 4 seeds. The people who are unsuccessful eat the fruit, never plant the seeds. Had they planted the seeds, they wouldn't have to keep asking people to give to them. They could grow their own. Now, I know the brainiacs here will say, well, the go-go size, it takes 7. That's when you graft it with a more mature tree. But it doesn't really come into fruition. So your dreams are not going to happen immediately. That's where people take advantage of you. When you start a business, your dreams are not going to take. For you to be successful, you're going to have 5 to 7 stages before you hit the major stream. You're not going to hit it overnight. It's going to take time. You're going to get to a point it's going to be good. So here's what they do. As long as you don't plant, they keep the seeds. And as long as you don't plant, you can't produce. You will always be subject as to the lender because you're a borrower. So when you don't save, you position hard times to go talk to people who will charge you double-digit interest for something you could have literally saved. If you become your own personal banker, borrow from yourself and pay yourself back with interest. Yeah. But you can't borrow what you want. Will you get your bonuses? When you get your taxes, those that receive taxes, you don't go spend that money. Anybody want to go with me now? Anybody want to go with me? You got you good? Okay, we good. We all right. All right. You don't go spend that tax money. Most people who get their pre-tax, and I have that information, and I really think I will use it today, but I'll have it here on Wednesday, that tells you about what you should do with your pre-tax. Most people get their pre-tax, and they don't pay off no debt. They're going to make more debt. Become the grower. Create something that you can sell to the masses. You don't need everybody. You just need enough people to help you get wealthy. Don't worry about who turns you down. Because you get caught up in your feelings and emotion because you thought Ray Ray was he was going to buy that hat that you made. That ain't your customer. Find your customer. And get your customer to find a customer who has the same appetite. Here's what. They want to make sure you never get to sow. Can I talk to young people real quick? When your friends start cutting up, leave. And they'll say, well, you betrayed me. Can I talk? No, boo-boo. I can't be with you because you finna get charges. I need scholarships to go to school. I can't go to school with charges and get assistance. I can't get scholarships with charges. And you fighting over cornbread. You're fighting over a dude who don't want either one of y'all. You all broke up when you should have a book in your hand. Every parent here ought to be saying amen. And everybody here over 25 should be saying amen, because them monkeys fooled me too. I can't let you be fooled like I was fooled. I'm gonna have to tell you, girl, look at everybody cute when they 17. Somebody holler back at me. Everybody cute when they young. Everybody hot and popping. Somebody, I sit down somewhere. You wait till them knees get 45. You wait till life catch up with you. Everybody cute when they're young.
Right.
Come on, somebody, holler back at me. Everybody cute when they're young.
Yes, sir.
Look at them now. You say what? Broke busted? Yeah, everybody cute when they're young. So here's the thing. Here's what happens. Let me give you all this about what's happening pre-inflation. Let's say you guys are in your 20s. You meet somebody, they come out of school. Right now in the U.S., 26% are plummeting for first-time home buyers. What does that mean? You get married, you get your first entry-level job, boom, you want a nice house. Right now, there is like a zero market for starter homes. I mean, talk back to them. You see, you got to do it in steps. Okay, in the community that I moved in, I sat outside for weeks and months, and I looked at the kids, and I was like, these kids think they can just grow up and be here. And their parents have worked 10, 15, 20 years to be here. And so what has happened, read between the lines, there's an older class that have come along and bought up the majority of the starter homes. And now they're using them as collateral. And so now it's very hard to even get a starter home. And when the interest rate went up 0.75, out 40 something, I think it was 40 something or 60% of the applications that was already pre-approved. It knocked them out because their incomes did not fit the new standard. And so right now, for the first-time home buyers in the U.S., it falls 26%, falling to the lowest level in 4 decades. Because the desire is to squeeze every penny out of you, so you can't have. So we need to dissolve these things and say, I'm going to quit faking it. I'm going to plan to make it. And you can't make it if you don't plan and plant and pre-qualify for things. Does this make sense? Here's the thing I want you to do as I get ready to close. I want you, as parents, I don't want you to try to be perfect. I want you to focus on being the example that will talk to the generations behind you. Because if you don't share with them and strategize with them, if it's tough on you, what do you think is going to be on them?
Very tough.
Does that make sense? We have to talk to them and show them value and change the village that they're in and put them into a better village where you have support. Or you building a future or just living in the moment. That's the whole point of you ladies saying you're going to school. You want to build a future. You can't fix the past, and the present is almost out of hand. You got to start thinking, what's our next step? What can we start today and watch it grow and mature for tomorrow? Do not despise humble beginnings. Here's a problem. We want to look like money, but we don't own anything that's producing anything. And we have to stop this false narrative in our community because people are struggling, they are hurting, they're in pain, and they're spending and not getting better. This is a season of shifting. Shifting the mindset, shifting the value, shifting the goals, shifting the expectation, shifting where I plan to be. I can't be there right now, but I can plan, and I can plant, and I can prep. Does this make sense? I'm going to give you this and we're gone. Say this with me. Stop avoiding the pain of the past and the present. Say this with me. There's a cure for that. Here's the cure. If we, say this with me, keep making excuses to make another excuse. Many people keep making excuses to make another excuse. I'm going to give you this one thing that will solve and help with pain, but it's a challenging 2 words. You ready? Start building sustainable excellence in your life. Before you demand something of somebody, are you meeting what you're demanding? Sustainable excellence. See, because anybody can come in here and put anybody down. There are people that copy my stuff, and people try to criticize my stuff, but I don't ever worry about them. You know why? Because it ain't their stuff. You're going to make somebody worry about you. And if my stuff didn't have no value, why are they listening to it? People will hate on you because really they admire of you. They hate on you. So here's our goal. Oh, we got to talk about this real quick. Woo, some people fell out. Because some of y'all ain't been here. Y'all been out there on the whiskey run. We have Resurrection Sunday. What Sunday is that? April the 9th. There are those that took on the responsibility. Now, let me give some disclaimers. You don't have to tell how much you saved. It's just got to be more than what you have. But there are some that are saving $50 a week. There are some that are saving, I don't know, $200 a month, whatever. I think that was the goal, or whatever you can save. And you don't touch it. You do it every week. You don't touch it. And Resurrection Sunday, you come in, and we're gonna pray for the vision God's gonna give you to do with what you have built up on. So whether that's 2,500, 3,000, 5,000, so now you will go plant that in either a business or pay down debt or resolve an issue in your life. So the whole goal is to learn how to build an emergency fund. That does not come to the church. This is for you. I want to teach you how to save and have something. So some people have opened up accounts online and they're taking it off the top. Some $25 a week, some $50 a week, whatever it is that is feasible for you. If you take it off the top and you don't have to miss it, Easter Sunday, you don't tell us the amount. But most people will have what they don't have right now. And then I will talk to you about resurrecting your innate inheritance and merging it with your spiritual birthright. So now you can walk not only naturally, but spiritually in the destiny that God has set for you. Some people thought, oh, well, we're going to get us to the church. No. You pay your tithes, you pay your offering, you're good, you're good. We want to see you with something. Does this make sense? And it's a behavior that now you can share in your internal family. You can share to these young ladies. You can share to this young lady. If she comes back on Easter Sunday and say, I saved $500, well, I'm going to have to rob some of y'all. Man, I'm going to have to hit some of y'all in the head. Cluck, 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 cluck. Shake their pockets, you know. And I told her I would match it. Because what I want to do with young people is I want to get you all your own class where you can talk about life and issues, and it's not all churchy, because church people make me sick too. Because they be like, oh, Jesus, oh, hallelujah. But, Grandma, you got a bottle of vodka in the car. How you be drunk in church? Oh, I got pictures with people with vodka bottles with the Bible laying in the seat, and they drank half of the bottle and went in church and shouted all day. I said, the church is the club now. Oh, yeah, and what makes it so bad, they had just got out of an argument about doing something at a facility that they called the church. But in their car, when I was walking by, I said, no, that ain't. Right there by the Bible. And they done gave everybody all kind of crap in the meeting about letting people come in and sing R&B in a place that's supposed to be for the Lord. And they out there in the car done drunk a half a bottle. Just be honest. So you can share that with them, and it gives you a new footprint. Does that make sense? So everybody's up to speed on that. All right. So just whatever you can do. You don't have to tell us, but when we come in, we're going to talk about on Easter Sunday how now you need to envision. And see, when you have your own, it gives you a level of confidence. Does that make sense? So here's what I'm going to say to you. You all are believers. You got up this morning. Stop letting the enemy tell you you're a failure. You can fix your finances. And when you get your balance and equilibrium in God, he will add to it. And when God adds to it, he won't add to it like man. He will add to it with surely and abundance. But how can God bless you when you have no plan for you? God bless you. I'll see you soon. Choke him. Can y'all just tie him in the baptismal pool?